It's a wave the Mr. Quickie, oh yeah.
I assume you're here because you either like what I do or you read my title and curiosity got the better of you. I'm infinitely better than God, and so are you. I know what you're thinking. That's not only the lowest bar imaginable, but it's entirely obvious to anyone who knows anything about God, which is why I don't want to focus on the obvious. Sure, I've never created an inferior sentient being and then completely abandoned that being when it didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do in exactly the way I wanted it done. In fact, I created a sentient being with my ex-wife some 30 plus years ago, who messed up all the time and in much more annoying ways than those fruitarians back in the garden. She once shat down the entirety of my leg at church. I was in my very best suit. It was horrible. But we never thought for a second of packing everything up in the middle of the night and moving elsewhere while she slept. Nor did the thought of cursing her ever occur to us, no matter what she did. Nor do I want to focus on the equally obvious fact that I've never committed genocide, ordered others to commit genocide, or killed a baby. Well, babies, plural. Lots and lots of babies. I've never ordered the murder of a homosexual either, or the murder of girls who don't bleed on their wedding night. These are all very obvious ways in which I'm infinitely better than God. Unfortunately, there seems to be no end to this list, which is why I chose the word infinitely. But let me offer up a few less obvious examples. I am capable of forgiving people who've wronged me. And I can do that without requiring a pound of flesh or a blood sacrifice involving the torture of an animal or my son/self. While I do lack God's perfect understanding, I also understand that we're all just a bunch of broken psyches, flawed to the core, myself included, which makes it possible for me to simply and at times even graciously forgive my fellow travelers. Here's another example. When I mess up, I try to make things right. I don't just pretend like I've done nothing wrong and make no effort to rectify the situation, especially when my error could have long-term consequences, causing the untold suffering of millions. So, if I had ever left anyone with the impression that slavery was a fine institution and given instructions on how to do it properly, I would, using my omnipotence, travel back in time and make it absolutely clear to everyone that I thought just the opposite, warning people of this great evil and imposing strong penalties with its prohibition. I could go on and on, but let me leave you with this. I have never, nor would I, ever create a sentient being who I knew with absolute certainty would end up spending all of eternity suffering gratuitously in the pit of hell. I understand and embrace the infinite goodness of leaving any and all such beings uncreated. It's just the kind of guy I am, and I'm sure you do the same. To those of you who worship the violent tribal war god of Abraham, I wonder why you worship a being who isn't even as good as the least of us here on planet Earth. Unless you're concerned that he really is as bad as the religious make him out to be, and you're worried that he'll turn all of that awfulness on you forever. Yeah, I guess I get that on some level. Once again, I'm me. Thanks for watching.